Hey guys, gals, and MBs. I'm here today with just a quick video I kind of wanted to make. I did end up getting a new Mac Mini and with the M4 Pro, so now I get 24 gigs of RAM over my previous 16 I had in my M2 Pro, and the per single CPU core performance is higher than most CPUs on the market, which is fantastic for DAWs, obviously, because yeah, most plugins use a single thread, so the more per single thread instruction like efficiency you have, the more plugins you can use without a problem. So that's really awesome. But yeah, let me just show you my setup and we'll go through it really quick. So yeah, and I also got a new keyboard controller. It's a 25 key. I got the Novation launchkey Mark IV. It is absolutely fantastic so far, at least with the keybed quality. So I really like that. And here's my new Mac Mini and my new Stream Deck that I've been using to control some things. So I got around the power button issue by setting it off to the side of the table that I use here. And yeah, it seems to work out just fine. So yeah, my Stream Deck, I use that to control OBS and my character. And then here's the new keyboard. And yeah, the keybed feels fantastic. I would say it is definitely FATAR quality. It's not a FATAR keybed, but at least for their like non-weighted or like synth action keyboards. Yeah, it feels nice. And here's my microphone that I use. I have it on like a stand that I can pull in and out so I can have it up to my mouth so I can get that awesome proximity effect. And it's plugged directly into my m4pro M2 interface, which has enough gain to do this. I mean, I have to turn it up all the way, but the mic preamp is extremely quiet in terms of self-noise, so really cool. So yeah, that's kind of my setup there. Just wanted to kind of like show it off, and I'm really happy with it so far. And I'm making my first actual video on this complete setup. My last video that I did where I did screen capture was on my M2 Mac Mini or my M2 Pro Mac Mini. So yeah, I usually don't give into the hype for new products, especially from Apple, because the M3 Pro is kind of just garbage here comparatively. But damn, they just knocked it out of the park with the M4 Pro. And yeah, so that said, here is Logic. As you can see now, I have 8 performance cores versus the 6. Unfortunate thing about Logic is it only supports the performance cores, but most of my OBS stuff is running on the efficiency cores anyway, so that's cool. The thread usage you see right there is some of Logic stuff happening right now. Even though it's like pretty much idle, but it's also my VTuber application running in the background, which barely takes any. I mean, look at all this extra horsepower that I have to throw at. Just think of all the synths I can throw out there. It's like, yeah, all that room for activities kind of deal. So yeah, that said, let's go on to just something I wanted to briefly touch on, and I will make a full video on it, and that is this awesome plugin I used in my last song. It is free. Yeah, it is made by, let me look at it. This is Sixth Sample, I believe is the company, or Integra Audio. Yeah, Sixth Sample, whatever. Either way, it's free. I highly recommend you get it. It's VST and AU, but it is one of the best delays I've ever heard. I'm just gonna reset it here and go to an init patch, and I'll make a full video like I said, but let me just like demo some of the cool stuff it can do really quick. So I have triple cheese here. It's using On Milky Way as the preset. I have its built-in effects turned off. There's a little bit of pan spread because of the oscillator section in here. But let's turn on the delay and listen to it. So by default, it's not very exciting. Oh, it would help if I actually turned it on. I guess I had it on before. Sorry about that. Yeah, not very exciting. Doesn't use very much CPU, at least on this processor, but yeah. So here's where it gets exciting though. I'm going to turn on ping pong. This isn't actually going to add any spread yet, but that's what we use the spread control for, which adds a Haas effect, so it slightly delays one of the channels. It's a very nice effect. Well, I turn it right around here. Yeah, just your standard ping pong delay sounds pretty awesome. But here's where it gets really magical. We have this diff control, which is obviously for diffusion. If we turn it all the way up, turn the size all the way up, it becomes kind of a reverb, almost like Valhalla's plugins. But it sounds really great, just like the Valhalla stuff. But you could just say I could use the Valhalla Supermassive, right? Yeah, but here's where this one gets very interesting. So obviously, just like Supermassive, we can add some mod, right? We're going to do that. We're going to make it a little less static. Absolutely gorgeous. Right? But let's turn the mode to chaos, and this adds pitch shifting to it, and it sounds really cool, and I used that in my last song. You can add a little bit of tape wobble into it too. And we can add ducking and everything and change the feedback to our liking. The ducking is nice because then if it won't get super muddy if you're throwing a lot of texture at it. But yeah, and the funny thing about this is the best part. The diffusion quality is all the way up. It's barely making a dent in the CPU. This is like insane to me because when I was a kid, ARM CPUs were kind of a joke. I mean, like when I really I knew about the start of the ARM processor. It started in the Acorn Archimedes, and it was kind of just like a low power processor at the time. And yeah, then later on, a lot of devices started using it, mobile devices, obviously, like the Newton, the Apple Newton was one of the first Apple devices to use an ARM chip. It used a strong ARM as far as I remember, or whoever made it for them. But yeah, and now we're talking about x86 better than x86 class performance, at least per single core performance. And that's just crazy to me because it used to be kind of only reserved for if you needed a low power CPU. But nowadays we have full DAWs running on it like it's nothing. And I've seen some performance tests where this thing was running like 100 full mixes of like amp simulations, like 100 channels of it with absolutely no problem. So that's just crazy to me. But yeah, it's a fantastic CPU for what I'm doing. I hope it'll last me quite a few years so I don't have to bother upgrading it again. And yeah. So yeah, I said just a quick demo on this delay plugin. I'm going to make a full video on how it works and everything and the settings that I like to use on it. And it'll be a little more in depth, and we'll try it against a few other sources. We'll try it against some sampled audio like harps and stuff like that. I'll try it with the awesome string section that's built in and the piano emulation. That said, one of the other things I really like about this launchkey, while it's not a hammer action keybed, it feels nice enough for me to play piano on, and it has a control port so I can use the foot switch. As if you saw kind of, you saw the box to the foot controller that I use every once in a while for pedal input. But yeah, just quick video. I hope you like this kind of content. I really like making this over just standard hardware content where I'm just showing off a synth and doing more interesting things that you can do in a DAW, but I kind of wanted to show off my setup. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like to see more of this DAW kind of content and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have more random content, of course, like I said previously in my I'm done with hardware video. But yeah, I'm also going to do more music production stuff inside of DAWs like Logic and stuff like that. I might bring out some MPC content too. I'm not sure how I'm going to record that just yet. Most of my recording setup is completely gone. My Tascam 12 is gone, so I'm going to have to get an interface with more inputs in the future, but we'll figure that out when I get to that, if I'm even going to make MPC content. I do absolutely love using the MPC Key 37 that I have. And yeah, I might want to show off Jura and things like that on actual hardware on the MPC. The plug-in version of it, while it sounds fine, as far as I can tell, has no way of having MIDI learn functionality. So I can't like map controls to it. It's really dumb. But yeah, if you know if a way to map controls to it, let me know. Maybe I can do that with my new launch key somehow. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.